This is just magical. How does a 12-year-old sound like that? What's up, A-Aron here, back for a very, very special session. And this is Angelina Jordan, Fly Me to the Moon. This is the rehearsal for the Quincy Jones concert you've all been talking about. Quincy Jones, Quincy Jones, Quincy Jones, right? And I know that many of you have recommended that I do the... well, let me just stop for a minute and say, look, if you are seeing this from YouTube, several others have subscribed to my website as a member and have seen this before you, right? I've got new memberships. I'll probably pause this and maybe insert one that I record with the screenshots or something right here. Hey, super quick message, but very, very important. If you're a big Angelina fan or a big A-Aron Reacts fan, and you want more of it, you want more benefits, and you also want to get ahead of things. Right now, I just made the decision based on feedback from you that I'm actually going to go beyond those initial early years from Angelina, and I'm actually going all the way to the presents. If you go to the membership site from a-aronreacts.com, then you're going to actually see an option with a video. Right, there's a video on the homepage. I'll link to it, but there's a video that walks through what the membership is. There's an Angelina specific membership where you get everything Angelina specifically. And I actually will go ahead and give you right now, if you go sign up right now at this very moment, there's videos in there of If I Were a Boy and Million Miles, as well as the Quincy Jones rehearsal at the age of 12. And LinkedIn promo, as well as her studio recording of I'm a Fool to Want You. And I'm going to continue to be keeping ahead of public releases for those. So for those of you that are big fans and want to continue to follow and support the channel, please go check that out now. Many of you have recommended to do the rehearsal with the original, with the live version audio dubbed over it. And I see that link, but I'm not going to do that. And the reason I'm not going to do that is I'm going to end up missing the original audio from the rehearsal by doing that. So we're going to react to the actual live performance with the real audio as it occurred, as opposed to the overdubbing. We can maybe check it out later or something like that, but I don't want to miss the actual rehearsal audio. That makes no sense to me. And so while it may be cool to see the rehearsal with the live audio, I'm going to do things a little differently because I want the authentic rehearsal. And so that's what we're going to do here. Now, I'm going to react to this, and then I'm also going to be doing the actual live one, and I'm also be doing the LinkedIn promo, which I understand is done in the same style. All three of these are going to be available on the membership site. If you're watching it from there, you can actually go watch it as soon as you're done with this. It's there. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for it. And so I'd encourage you to go ahead and sign up for that membership. But let's go ahead and get started. I know this has long been anticipated. I'm actually super anxious for this, and I'm jumping ahead. And so let's go ahead and dive in.
Let's rock on. Fly Me to the Moon, folks. It's around about track 3 or 4 in fact.
Sorry, now's a good time to pause. I realize I missed some important intro there, so my apologies. For those that don't know, because I know there's a lot of loyal Angelina fans, but if you're watching this for the first time or don't know the story, Quincy Jones invited her, Angelina, to perform for his 85th anniversary, birthday party celebration, right? And if you don't know who Quincy Jones is, I mean, just super famous. He performed with, greats like Miles Davis and so forth, originally a trumpeter, but also producer. He's the one that promoted and produced many of Michael Jackson's works, and it's just iconic. I mean, really, he's won so many Grammys and stuff. I actually had intended to pull up his profile when I reacted to this, but maybe I will for the live one again for those of you. So, it's a huge honor to be invited for this, and of course, Angelina knows that. She's aware of that.
Guys, is anyone able to nudge anyone else? Yeah. I'm on quite a tight schedule today, so we only can take 15 breaks.
So I did skip ahead several years, right? And so there might be some performances in between there. My guess is there absolutely are where this is the case, but I want to at least comment out there because I haven't seen them, right? It's very different performing with a big band and a conductor as a part of this. And so the rehearsal also is reflective of that than what I'd typically seen with the smaller groups, right? And so she's got to take her cues from the director and vice versa in many cases, being a lead vocalist. So it'll be interesting to see how she interacts with this large group. And that's also why you see it's taking so much time to get set up, right?
Track 2 first, track 2. Guys, go repeat on the first 4 bars. Take out the repeat. 4 seconds.
It's a little alignment discussion, making sure they've got the right approach. Now, I did unintentionally hear her at the age of 12, which she is here, is my understanding, for the wedding. But I was just honestly too emotional to even hear some of it. Well, let's let it finish. Okay, so I've just pulled up what you requested, of the actual rehearsal with the audio for the best sound, it says, right? And now I understand why you've suggested this version, although I wish, it helps me when you make comments like this. Just include, like, look, you don't need to listen to the original version, or the sound quality is horrible, because it was hard to hear her. Her volume was way, way low. Now, I'm glad I did it that way first, though. But it was hard to make it out. Now, the main things I noticed was the ending was different here, and I love that. But even still, it's still a little bit hard to hear her. So I'm not going to actually assess her vocals there, because I'm guessing the quality of the sound is much better here. So let's do it this way. And apologies if I misunderstood you, mistook you. Please understand, I'm literally just trying to do Angelina right and kind of provide full coverage.
We're going to focus slightly to the move, nice and light. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
This is just magical. How does a 12-year-old sound like that? I mean, to hear her sing with the full big band, and her sound is so incredible now. It's so much more full. She even changed it up, sing forevermore. Slight variation. Here, she's not leading in with just the guitar player. We hear a full intro, and then she comes in. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I love the flute.
In my heart song, and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore.
So this right here, those horn jabs, that's the syncopation I've been talking about that you can hear in her voice long before this. And now you can feel she's got that. You can feel it here. The horn jabs are really emphasizing it for you here.
My heart song, and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love
So, I mean, it's crazy to, what I was thinking is finally, but it's only finally because I've been just chronologically going through so many of her recordings. But to some extent, it is a finally because it shows how much and how in depth her journey has been. Right? She's done so many versions of this song and so much in such a short period of time. And I skipped over age 10, 11, and any other 12s of her performance of Fly Me to the Moon here to jump to this. But the reason I was thinking finally is you heard me, and several of you said, she gets it. She was the musicians at some of the earlier years, which I also commented, I think that's probably what she had earned at that point. But they weren't putting her in the best light. And here, with that full band, oh my goodness. They absolutely are. Right? That belt at the end, the horns in it. I mean, this group sounds fantastic. Like, really, fantastic. With the belt, then there's a lot happening behind it. So we switched to triplets with it. So that feel, right? So everything's flowing, and then the arrangement switches to triplets. Da 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 da. So it changes the feel, which just emphasizes her. Oh, this is a beautiful arrangement as well. Sorry, I didn't go back far. Right here. Yeah. I knew there was some good coming from her. You've all been prepping it up. And it delivered. It delivered. You saw my reaction. Oh my gosh. This is instantly in my, short list of tracks to listen to. This would be the thing that many of you say, I wake up in the morning and listen to Angelina. Hands down, my favorite performance of her so far. Now, we did have the audio over it and so forth, but holy cow. Holy cow. Well, let me just stop and say, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so now. And if you have signed up for a membership, I want to thank you. I hope that it is already worth it for you to get this and several others in advance. And if you have, you already are able to do what I haven't yet recorded and see the actual other live performance of this, as well as I'm fast forwarding all the way to recently with Angelina, and you'll have access to that right now. And so if you haven't signed up for that and you want to sign up for the membership, we'll show you how right here. Otherwise, we will see you in the next one. Thank you.